Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Hippy Dippy. Now then, you guys have probably already heard about my stories, about my stuff, about my childhood, but I'm going to tell you what my life has been since I was born. The first 4 years, I don't even fucking remember until my mom told me about it. And it's basically I used to have a bug collection. I taught my oldest sister how to ride a two-wheel bike, which that is fucking impressive to be honest with you. And I was also going to be a hockey player. But when my first birthday happened, what was supposed to happen, in February I hit my head on the heater. Now you might be wondering, oh, that's just a scrape on the wound, it's this, that, and the other thing. Problem is, though, the heater that was in the trailer park, sharp end sticking out of it, I hit that on my head. I kept telling my mom that I was bleeding. I kept telling my dad I was bleeding, my mom I was bleeding. And they thought that, oh, this, that, and the other thing. And then when my mom came home from work and I was puking my guts out, when my mom called the hospital, she said, fuck it, and took me anyway to the hospital because my eyes rolled the back of my head. When that happened, we got to the doctor's office, and the nurse thought I was on drugs. Okay, the nurse thought I was on drugs, and I kept telling my mom I was bleeding. I was bleeding. It was just a speck that was it was a speck on my head. And she's like, "Dude, you're not bleeding," and I'm like, "I'm bleeding." They did a CAT scan on me, and then they went into immediate head surgery because I was bleeding inside my head. I died on the operating table, and you know, it brought me back. The funny thing that people don't know is the fact that when they did the head surgery, they didn't knock me out and they didn't sterilize. Basically, all the doctors did not wash their hands because if they did, they would have lost me and I wouldn't be here today. So that's good, but it's also not a good safety measure thing, which is kind of ironic since I haven't had any major diseases inside body yet. I'm 27. I'm pretty much a healthy kid most of my life, and that's that. With that being said, though, I woke up and they said I was supposed to be in the coma. They're gonna put me in a drug coma, but that didn't work out because my pressure in my head was too high. Then my mom started screaming at me in the bed because she thought she was gonna lose me, and then I woke up. Now then, with that being said, the doctor said I wasn't be able to walk anymore. Fuck you, bitch. You don't fucking understand me. My mom, a lot of people don't know this, is the fact that I taught myself how to walk again. But I would like to thank my mom for doing it because my mom was the main reason. Again, it's like when I was in a wheelchair and I had to use the restroom, my mom said, "Okay, crawl." It's like, what the fuck, man? And when I was crying and laughing. But because of the head injury, now I'm afraid of insects at this point, and this, that, and the other thing. Okay, I don't remember anything from first grade to first and kindergarten. I don't remember any of it. I remember a smit bit where we had a contest to put our water in the water, put our hands in the water, cold water, and see how long we could take it. And the teacher yelled at me because I was shaking like a freaking leaf. And she's like, if you don't want to put your hands, it's like, okay, fine, bitch, shut the fuck up. I didn't say that, but. Then we moved to a different school, and I was still getting picked on and bullied on because of how I walked and how I was an easy target towards people. That's the main issue. Elementary school was like the worst. Plus, also the fact that my dad used to do drugs and drink lots of beer. My mom wanted to divorce him, and she did not. at this point. Okay? After that, after my mom left him, we went to live with Mike. He's a drunken moron. And he verbally abused me all the freaking time. The only reason why we left our dad is because he went to jail for doing something stupid to my sister. And that's the main reason why. I'm not going to say specifically go watch my sister on her channel because I know she subscribes it. If she doesn't, then let it be, okay? Mike was the person who verbally abused me most of the time. And that's my main issue with him. I did punch him once, but that's only because of the fact that he was a drunken moron. Okay? But to be frankly honest with you, I usually see. I broke my arm twice when I was a kid. I might be jumping around a bit, but I broke my arm twice when I was a kid because of how clumsy I am. The first time I broke my arm was the fact that two kids, after it happened, two kids argued it on who kicked the basketball. One kid, it was Ben Ellis or Kobe Davis. I don't give a fuck who it was because I blame them both for it because they're too fucking stupid. They decided to kick a basketball and make me be the goalie. Problem is that we were kicking a fucking basketball towards me while the net was a fucking brick fucking wall. That was stupid number one on all three of our parts because of the fact that why the fuck would you kick a fucking basketball? Supposed to block it, and what do you think's gonna fucking happen, you fucking idiots? Jesus Christ. Luckily it didn't hit my head. I would have been more fucking pissed. But I always got picked on by Peter, Rodney. Rodney was an asshole. I fucking hate that kid. He moved to Alaska, which is perfectly fine. And most of the women, this is why I think women are smarter than guys, because of the fact that most of the boys in my elementary school and middle school always used to pick on me. Whether it's walking, whether it's how I speak, but most of the women, most of the girls in my elementary school and middle school were actually kind of nice. I always tried to make sure that they were positive. There are some moments where I was being stupid, but that's beside the point. Now then, we moved to Massachusetts because this is all up in Maine. I've been living in Maine for 14 years now. Okay? We moved to Massachusetts with Mike, the verbally abusive person. And school was great. The problem was the fact that I had a mindset of not telling the school what was really going on in my house because of the fact that my dad told me not to put house problems to other places. That was my main issue. I couldn't tell them what was going on in my house, even though I wanted to tell them. But I wasn't going to tell them because I didn't want them to get involved. But that's stupid on my part. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? I'm just a young teenager. A teenager. With that being said, though, I had a good life. At this point, Mike got us an Xbox 360, and then my three best friends, Jake and DJ, Derek came later. Jake, DJ, and Toxic, we always played together, and that's why I consider them friends. Same with Acid Bunny. Acid Bunny always came around. Although Acid Bunny's too fucking good at fucking video games. Fucking asshole. Here we used to play Call of Duty when we were Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and he used to get like a nuke every fucking match. I'm like, dude, seriously, what the fuck? Let's get some fucking kills, you son of a bitch. I mean, Acid Bunny, man, you're cool, but you're too fucking good at fucking video games. He's from the United Kingdom, so yeah. Jake and DJ. Derek came later. Derek came when Toxic left our group. It was like a instant transaction or something like that. But those three have been my friends since when we first got Xbox 360, and I was a freshman in high school, somewhere in that range. It was either a freshman in high school or I was in the 8th grade in middle school. Because in Maine, they didn't have a middle school anymore. Massachusetts, they did, so that's where I went. So with that being said, though, here's where it gets a little complicated. My first girlfriend was in high school. Well, no, my first girlfriend was in middle school. Her name was Courtney Green. Of all my exes, she's the only ex-girlfriend that I still talk to this day, but not a lot. Margaret is my second girlfriend. She doesn't talk to me anymore. We're still friends, but I'd rather not talk to her because of the fact that she's got some issues and her brain doesn't work sometimes, but that's beside the point. My third girlfriend was Alex. She's no offense to Alex, but sometimes you are selfish and all you want to do is talk to yourself. And that's a flaw on your part. You have to fix it. If you don't want to fix it, that's fine. We can still be friends. She thinks of me as a brother now, which I don't mind that. I'd rather be friends with her because that's what her personality fits with me when it comes to that personality, not when it comes to a relationship. Because my personality is not compatible with hers when it comes to that. Now then, I'm not going to go into any other girlfriends. Those are my girlfriends in high school. With that being said, though, I used to be in the radio show on Acton, Massachusetts, the Acton Boxborough School, and also the Manor High School. I actually won a radio award from the Manor High School people, and that's what I like about it. It was actually pretty awesome. I know the thing got caught on fire, but I'll get to that later. Okay, so when I graduated from high school, I had no girlfriend. I was single. I had no job. I had to go to the post-secondary program. Here's where it gets a little interesting. I love Miss Brooks. She's like a good person, but sometimes she can be a lot more forceful than she means you. She was like one of those stuck-up people, but you love her because she's trying to help you out, and sometimes you can't because you're too fucking young to understand why she's doing it in the first fucking place. Because I was fucking 19. When you have a brain injury, sometimes your knowledge does not work as well in the situation when you're younger. But yeah, the only thing I hate about Miss Brooks is that she tried to make me ride a bike when I was there, and it pissed me off. I can't ride a bike because my legs are different lengths. Let me get into that situation before I move on. The main reason why I stopped riding a bike is because my hips are tilted. And the only reason why my hips are tilted is because my leg is growing up instead of down. Basically, if I do leg surgery and if they can move my leg down, they'll be in the same size, same length, so I won't be limping anymore. But the problem is though is the fact that the right upper leg, like somewhere like right next to my thigh, is almost fused with the fucking hip itself. Basically, the leg is higher than the hip itself, and that's why. I've seen the X-rays. It's actually kind of scary when you see it in the X-rays. They tried to cut when I was in middle school in seventh grade. They tried to cut the attendance of my knees and my ankles. No, what's it called? The tendons in my foot and the tendons of my knees to shorten them to see if it would work, but it never did. Which is kind of stupid because the attendants and the knees are cutting the attendance of the knees and the foot won't help make the bone go fucking down, you fucking idiots. That was stupid on my part. I just thought it was gonna help, but it never did. Also, before that time, I was wearing a brace. Now the brace, I fucking hated the fucking brace. There's so when at first I was like, "Oh, sweet, a brace, awesome, cool beans, yeah." And after like third or fourth grade, I started fucking hating it, so I stopped fucking wearing it because it didn't really do shit. They even tried to put a lift on it, and that didn't do anything about it. They put like an inch or 2 inches on it. I'm like, dude, you think an inch on a fucking brace is gonna help me walk better? Are you fucking kidding me? I hated that brace. Oh my god. It was so fucking bad. So that's why I don't ride a bike anymore. Miss Brooks, I love you, but there's some things that I totally disagree with to this day on that part. But you are a wonderful person, and I thank you for trying to help me out. She's the main reason why I got my high school diploma. Let me explain that situation. Here's the problem with my high school diploma. I have my high school diploma. I wish I can show you guys it, but I don't know where it is because my room's a mess. Sort of. I mean, you can still see the floor, most of the floor, but there's like video games everywhere, stuff like that. But the thing is with this high school diploma is the fact that there was a problem because I see when I was in 7th grade, I flipped out on a teacher named Mrs. Gibbs, and I hope if everyone says in my classroom that Mrs. Brooks is an evil bitch, Mrs. Gibbs is probably 10 times worse than she is. Okay? She does not want you to do anything that goes against the fucking teacher. Even though you think your method works, she says, fuck you, you're not doing that. I hated Mrs. Gibbs. She was this short old lady who was really pissed off every fucking day. It pissed me off. And one day, and this is the main reason, one day I flipped out with a girl that was trying to hit on me. I threw a desk at her, and then I got put into disability class, and that's what pissed me off. But then again, they never tell me why I was in that class to begin with. And when I was in that class, it was so fucking easy. I could not pass any of the quizzes because I made so many mistakes because it was so fucking easy. I hated that fucking class. Oh my god, it made me feel like I was stupid. Whoever's in that classroom, whoever's in that classroom, all the kids that was there, you guys are awesome people except for a couple that I can remember. But most of you guys were pretty cool. But the teachers were fucking bitches and hoes. I fucking hate them. So when I got to Acton, they put me in the same classroom. Now then, when I took the MCAS for Acton, they made me take an alt. Okay? This video is going to be long, so just bear with me. They made me take an alt. Okay? And that's the main issue with that thing, because that means I couldn't get my high school diploma because I took that alt. When I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to college, going to have some fun. No, because I couldn't get to college because I didn't take the original MCAS. So, this is what Mrs. Brooks decided to do. We decided to do the MCAS. Right then and there. The funny thing is, when I first took the MCAS, I never studied for any of the subjects. I was too busy working because at this point I was working at a grocery store named Roach Buzz. Great place. People are phenomenal there. I have one issue with that place though, but I'll get to that later. The thing is that the thing is with Roach with the MCAS thing is the fact I'll get to Roach Buzz in another video. That I'll do my after graduation. But when I was in the MCAS, I had to take the MCAS without studying. I passed every single subject except for 2. And that's biology and English, because I always sucked at English. English was like my worst fucking subject. I passed math, I passed the other classes. It was biology and English. And the funny thing is the fact that I didn't pass it by 2 fucking points on each of the 2 MCAS tests. That's saying something, especially when I only took biology for one fucking full year, and that was my senior year because of how fucked up my classes were. It was really fucking weird. Like I was in a biology class with sophomores because of how middle school fucked me over by doing that shit. It pissed me off. But I got my MCAS, and then we went to. Then I stopped going to the thing. I usually work like at the grocery store every day, and when I got home, I usually play with Jake and Derek and DJ. Well, mostly Jake, because Jake was the only one on, because he was still in high school. But with that being said, though, my mom and Mike had it, so we went to live with my mom's new ex boyfriend, John. Now, John, I love you, man, but there are some things that I do not have. I have issues with you, but who doesn't? Everyone has issues with everyone. John's a nice guy. He has his flaws, but he tries to hide them, and he's always nice to me. So I have nothing bad to say to him, but that's just me, and I think that he's an awesome person. Same goes with his sister and everyone that works at that bank there. They're awesome. But I wish that this situation was different, but I'm not going to go into that because it doesn't concern me. With that being said, though, at this point, I was trying to find a job closer to where I'm living now, which I was living in Lowell, and I was going to Acton, which is like 30 fucking minutes away. So instead of keep going to Acton, I transferred out to Acton to Burlington so I can take the bus to go to work. And then I did that for 3 or 4 years. The second year, I believe, I started working at CVS 10 at night, 7 in the morning on Tuesdays. So that way I always have Wednesday off at work in Burlington. So that way I can fucking sleep. Now then, it gets a little more complicated because then our house caught on fire. I almost lost the Xbox 360. It still works, but it has some bugs in it now. And also, I lost my laptop. Luckily, I did not have my PlayStation 4 yet, so that was the best. That was the good sign. I was still playing my Wii U, which my sister has now. With that being said, when we moved over to Tewksbury, when I lived in, I was still working at CVS, but instead of sleeping at like when I got out at 7 to go to sleep at 7:10, I went to sleep at like 9 because I had to go to a bus, wait 30 minutes at the bus stop, and then transfer to another bus just to get home. Now, there's some moments where I fell asleep on the bus and I totally missed my exit, and then I had to wait another hour just to get home and go to sleep. I always had Wednesday off. Christmas was the fucking worst because Christmas was the busiest time on both ends, and I had to work both shifts. Like, for example, I had to cancel one night at CVS because of the fact that they had me working at Roach Brothers on before Christmas Eve, and then they had me going to CVS. Then they made me work Christmas Eve at Roach Brothers, and CVS again, go home, go to sleep, and then go work Christmas night. So yeah, that was fucking brutal. I had to quit Christmas Eve on both jobs because I was too fucking tired. I couldn't fucking do it. Um, it was fucking it fucking sucked, and I couldn't do it anymore. So that's why. Then after that, my mom and John had a big fight, and that stuff happened. So instead of going with my mom, I went to go to Las Vegas with my brother. That was fucking fun, and that's where I met everyone on YouTube. Hellgirl, Nikki, Jamie, Mystical. There's probably a couple other people that I'm missing. People that I love and stuff. Jamie, Nikki, everyone's awesome to me. I hope Pisces Queen, her husband. KJ's awesome too. Even though I have Friendly Otaku's good too. I know he's going through a lot of stuff, but Friendly Otaku's an awesome dude. He just has some issues that I have with him, but who I have issues with everyone because of the fact that everyone has fucking flaws and you can't really atone for their sins. But I love Otaku. Otaku's awesome. Um, but yeah, like I said, everyone has fucking flaws. I have fucking flaws. I always start fights, and then the history speaks for itself on that part. At this point, though, I went back to Massachusetts because after that, I tried to get my job back at CVS in Las Vegas, but they kept fucking stopping and stopping and stopping, and it just fucking stuck. So now I'm here. Welcome to my life, and I hope you guys have a nice. This video took too fucking long. It's 25 fucking minutes. Holy shit! Tomorrow I will try to get more anime reviews in, and hopefully that you can understand where I'm coming from. The systems that I had when I was a kid was the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the Nintendo 64 in that order, then an PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, the original Xbox, which I don't know how the fuck I got those two consoles at the same time. Then we got PlayStation. No, then we got an Xbox. Then we got a PlayStation 3, an Xbox, PlayStation 4, and so on and so forth. And handhelds, I won't get me started. I've had Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, Nintendo DS, DS. Most of my fucking handheld career is freaking Nintendo shit. Except for one, I did have the Sega Game Gear for some fucking reason. It took 6 AA fucking batteries. And it didn't last very long either. That's the main issue with that. It took more batteries just to power it up, and then all of a sudden it just fucking started dying on us. We had a wire so that way we can play it and we can play it. But the problem is though is the fact that the wires that worked so you can play it plugged in, they were all taped up and shit. Now it's fucking funny. Um, when I was a kid, the only anime show I used to watch was Naruto. I always record it and stuff like that. I did watch my fair share of Air Gear, this, that, and the other thing and stuff like that. Also, we had an incident where the cat um, uh, accidentally, butt porn for us. That was fucking fun. Oh, Beavis, what do you like to watch porn for? He accidentally hit the stupid buttons on the freaking cable box because back in the day there was buttons on the cable box, and he accidentally bought porn, so it was kind of fucking funny. I don't remember how he did it because the fact of the matter is that it was bought like 2 days before it happened, and the fact that most of the time when we were kids, during that time when we were kids, we never watched fucking TV. All we did was play the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. And we didn't do anything else other than that. So that was fucking fun. Other than that though, that's pretty much my whole life. It's continuing on. I've had my depressions. I've had my fair share of depression. I've had my fair share of optimism. I've had my fair share of being positive and stuff. And life is a roller coaster for me right now because I don't know what the fuck to do with my life at this point in time. Um, I always try to be happy. I'm always optimistic. I always try to cheer people up. I always try to make sure that people don't kill themselves because of the fact that I don't want them to go through what I've been through. Even though I know that there's a lot of people that have been through worse than me, I guarantee you that because mine's just mental problems and stuff. But yeah, I wish everyone a positive night, day, take care, and yeah. If you guys want to talk about me, if you guys want me to talk about myself more and more, about stories that I have back when I was a kid, I'll be more, I'll be more open to that because I want you guys to know that I'm honest with myself. I'm a nice guy. Although I do have a tendency to get picked on a lot, even though I don't really know it because everyone says I'm an easy target. Well, here's the thing. When people tell me that I'm an easy target, I do it on, to be honest with you, I feel like I do it on purpose because of the fact that if I didn't, I would probably fucking snap and probably break your fucking neck. Because when I was a teenager, I never liked humans. I mean, the only clubs I was in was in Best Buddies. I was forced to be in Best Buddies. By the way, they forced me to go into Best Buddies. I was also in the anime club in Maynard High my last 2 years. I was also in the radio show my last 2 year final year in high school. And life's I've liked a lot. Every person I've met, they're all nice people. They all have their flaws, but I wish I could tell them, because when I used to go in high school, I never talked about anything or help them or anything like that, and that's my main gripe about that. I wish I could help most of my friends. There's a person named Kim. She was having trouble with her history teacher, and all I could do was hug her because I didn't know what to say. I knew what to say because it was in my head, but the thing is, it never came out. And I wish I said something to her because of the fact that I felt so bad afterwards, and it pissed me off. Kim, you're a nice girl. I don't know what you're doing now because you don't talk to me, but but you're probably somewhere else in the mystical wonders of the world or something like that. So I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Stay positive. How many times am I going to say this before ending the fucking video? I always fucking do this. Every time I do a fucking anime review, I say bye, have a nice day. Maybe it's because I don't want to say bye. Maybe I just want to continue on the fucking video. Fuck you, motherfuckers! No, I'm just but seriously though, no, I'm not gonna say goodbye. Fuck that. I'm just gonna end the video. Peace. Damn it!